Welcome to Times Square.
New Yorkers hate Times Square, and I think some tourists do too. It's loud, crowded, and unpredictable. Every day, about 300,000 people buzz around these streets, and every day, I am one of them. For over 20 years, I've worked in Times Square, and I want to take you beyond the chaos and show you why I've grown to kind of like this crazy place.
I've got to go get a coffee and get myself to work. But over the next couple of days, I'm going to show you some of my favorite places here in and around Times Square. Times Square is a madhouse, and that's part of the fun of it. But beyond the tourist traps and the crazy cartoon characters, there are actually some great places to eat, drink, and hang out that make Times Square worth exploring. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite places, starting with rooftops with the absolute best views of Times Square. Let's go get a drink.
On the 17th floor of the famous Knickerbocker Hotel is St. Cloud Rooftop, a stylish escape high above the city streets. This is one of my favorite places to sip cocktails while enjoying the sweeping views of Times Square.
Can you see why I love this place?
Another great rooftop is the Bowtie Bar at the Renaissance Hotel. Pretty much the most epic view of Times Square. I love this sweet little corner seat with a private view that's all your own. For a free outdoor experience, visit Beast and Butterflies atop the M Social Hotel. You're not obligated to buy anything to hang out on this rooftop, but I decided to enjoy this view with some rosé.
It's one hell of a view. Obviously, Times Square is all about entertainment. Everything from street performers to Broadway shows are smashed into this little area. But I'd like to show you a couple of my personal favorites. One newcomer that I can't wait to check out today is called the Pocket Jazz Club. Honey, you know I love my jazz.
The Pocket Jazz Club opened in June of 2026, and it's a phenomenal addition to the music scene in New York. Tonight's performer was Matthew Whitaker, and he was on fire. Two other great options for live music are Birdland, an iconic venue whose stage has been home to countless jazz legends for nearly 80 years, and Don't Tell Mama, a lively piano bar and cabaret where servers, patrons, and even Broadway stars break into song at any moment.
Okay, live music is now taken care of, so let me show you a few other fun things to do in Times Square.
Did you know you could play pickleball in Times Square? Yes, you can. Inside the iconic Paramount building is a brand new venue called City Pickle. No membership required. Just pop in and play ball. For something unique, go to Rise NY for an immersive experience that takes you on a simulated flight over the city. And for Broadway lovers, don't miss the Broadway Museum to learn more about the iconic history of New York's musical theater.
Let's talk about eating in Times Square, because it can get really expensive. And I'm gonna show you a couple of places that are delicious and one place that is probably the best deal that you're gonna find in the city. Unfortunately, everybody knows about it, so the line gets very long, but it's worth it. So let me introduce you to Los Tacos. I got the nopal, which means cactus taco. Now, of course, they have beef and chicken and all this, but I kind of wanted to try something a little different. Only $5.25 for this taco, and it is completely loaded up. On 46th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue, you'll find an entire block called Restaurant Row with countless great restaurant options. It's just west of Times Square. All right, it's time for me to reveal my favorite place in Times Square. And it is Hurley Saloon. It was founded in 1892, and it is just around the corner on 48th Street from Times Square. But it's not really considered a tourist trap. It doesn't really try to draw anybody in. It just sits here very politely, waiting for you to discover it. The prices are quite reasonable for Times Square, and they have a secret rooftop. So, let's go get some lunch. Okay, here's the plan. The rooftop opens later. So instead, I'm just gonna sit out here and dine al fresco. For lunch today at Hurley's, I got myself a buffalo chicken wrap. And fries, of course. Oh, delish, delish, delish. Ah, this was a good idea. There's a new kid in town. Now I am at New York Bakery and Desserts to dive right into a famous New York cheesecake.
Another place to indulge your sweet tooth is Kilwin's, also new to the neighborhood. They offer ice cream, various chocolates, and even a selection of caramel apples. The final stop on my Times Square guide is inside the Civilian Hotel. I consider this one of Times Square's best hidden gems. Go into the hotel, down the hall, around the corner, up the stairs, and voila! Welcome to the Rosevale Cocktail Room. Everything about this place is stunning, including the cocktails. You'll find me here often, and if you do, please come over and say hello.
Thank you everybody for joining me while I explored this crazy area called Times Square. As we always say, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can explore together. Well, that was fun.